what's up? Yo, I'm glad you could make it.
Hey guys.
We're here today with my friend Chris Huxtable. He's going to take us through some day trading. He's been doing it for a few years, and I don't know much about it. Glad you made it too, so we can kind of learn a little bit together here. So let's check it out. So first, Chris, what is day trading?
Yeah, so day trading is taking advantage of short-term movements in the markets, and ultimately it means that you are taking a position and closing that position within the day. So you're not going home overnight with any positions. Usually we talk about investing, and it's investing and holding long term over months, years, but this is talking about very short term movements and taking advantage of that.
Yeah, like you can see one of these charts here, the movement's right here going on. And okay, so you got all these different charts, man. And what's the software that you can use for day trading?
Yeah, so I've tried a couple different software packages, and what I've been using for the past year and a half is Sierra Chart. I found it to be extremely powerful with what it allows you to do. It has basically everything under the sun that you might learn about, with ways of understanding price action and the markets, and it's cheap as well too. It's reliable, so that's what I've been on for the past year and a half.
Cool. All right, so we'll try to run through some basics, and maybe you can help someone like me who doesn't know much, and our friend here learn a little bit, because it's kind of all a little bit new. So for the program, you just kind of sign up, and then you can use the software, or what?
Yeah, you can download it for free, and
Okay.
I believe you can use historical data for free. You'll have to get onto sierrachart.com and check out exactly what, but it's for sure it's easy to get started, download that to your desktop, and get started with it. So.
All right, so let's check out some of these charts that you got. You showed me some crazy stuff earlier. I was like, whoa, what is that? So.
Yeah. So the thing about it is that there's a billion and one ways to look at what's happening in the market. But ultimately, there's really just three things happening in the market. That's price, that's volume, and time, really. And then what you could also look at is the bids and the offers that's happening real time, and what is being offered, both on the bid and the offer. So all charts, all indicators are really just derivatives of that information, and there's many different ways to use that to find an edge in the market. And an edge is finding something that's a repeatable phenomena that has odds that are skewed towards you, that you can utilize to make a consistent income in the market.
Nice. Okay, so let's take a look at this chart here. You've got a couple of things going live right here, right?
Yeah, this is the live ES future contract, which is the S&P 500, but the future contract. And this is just a really basic chart where each bar here is 2 minutes in time, and it tracks the price movement within those 2 minutes. It's a basic candlestick chart, but we also on here have some lines that I like to use to give context into what the story of the day is. For instance, we have the yellow line, which is the mid of the session. That's the middle of the entire range. It's the middle price. And we also have the VWAP, which is a volume-weighted average price. We have that for the full session, which starts at night, 7 p.m. Central, and then continues into the day. And then the lighter blue VWAP, which starts at the beginning of the day session. And those are important as well to understand, because a lot of larger players who who are investing with, and who are able to really move the market, they pay attention to those things. And one of the truisms in the market is that things work that are obvious and that a lot of people pay attention to, actually. So you want to be aware of the things that the big players are paying attention to. Yeah. And that's one of the things. And you can see here actually today, we sold off and we pulled back, and one key pattern that happens in trading, either day trading but also larger time frames, is where you get some initiatory movement in one direction, you get a pullback, maybe about halfway of the move, and then you get continuation. And so what we saw today here was a push down and a pullback again around to the middle point of that entire move. And sure enough, it pulled back and found resistance at that blue line, which is the VWAP of the full session. So it's been interesting. I had a trade actually here and got some heat. What heat is where the market goes against you, and it can be an emotional experience, because as it pushes against you, you're losing money, and sometimes the best course of action is to hold on and see what the market's going to do, see if your plan will work out. And sure enough, it did find the resistance there, and it pushed down where I closed my trade down there. So
all right. So day trading can be kind of a harrowing experience, because you got your money on the line and you need to fight your kind of natural psychological impulses to be like, oh, I'm going to sell, it's going down. Sometimes you need to try to be more cold and calculating and logical, right?
I would say all the time, yeah.
All the time.
That's
a challenge.
It's a huge challenge, because our psychology is actually, when we have, there's a lot of books on it, but when we have our money on the line like that, our psychology often wants us and naturally tells us to do the exact wrong thing in the wrong moment.
Yeah.
So it's,
All right, so let me see if I can kind of understand this chart just the basic way. Is this so here's the date. This is the time,
time on the bottom,
okay.
like the normal.
That's the time, can you see this too? That's cool. All right, so what time does the market sort of open?
So
Every
it opens at 8:30
Okay.
Central Time.
So that's right here. So it opened here, and it just dropped right away.
Well, see how there was this chop, right, in the first maybe 15 minutes?
Yeah, so we got the orange. The orange is going down,
a down bar,
and the white is going back up. Yeah. So we got some basic colors going on here. This is the price over here. Mm-hmm. And so overall, if you got in the morning, and you bet for down and just went way down, you could have made a lot of money, right?
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things about futures is they're highly leveraged, and there's a lot of room to scale higher and higher with the amount and the size of your position. So I mean, not to be saying that your goal is to get rich, because your first goal is to develop a process, a theory, and habits to be repeatable in your process. Once you figure that out, then you can definitely make a lot of money by increasing the size of your position. So
okay, yeah. So you want to kind of start small.
You want to start small. I mean, you can even start in a simulative account, which is you're just playing with fake money.
Right.
That's good for a certain time until you figure out maybe what your strategy is. Yeah. But ultimately, you don't want to be there forever, because your psychology is not going to be the same when you're trading fake money. It's going to be great, and a lot of people can make a bunch of money when they're making fake money, but then when you put your real money on there, and all of a sudden your chemistry inside your brain is changing, and you don't know how to deal with that, it might be you have totally different results. So you gotta move towards trading with real money, but of course start trading small. You want to really work your way up slowly and make sure that you're following a process. And if you're just throwing out lottery tickets, you might hit one big, but then the odds of you losing your account completely in the future is going to be large. So
okay. So we can see it's like going up right now with the white, but let's look at another chart. You had another chart that was real cool you were showing me earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple different charts that I look at. We can look at this one.
Yeah. All right. So what's
this
going on
this
here?
is called a market profile chart. This is a way of looking at the entire price action of the day and distributing that over a graph to understand where a couple different things about the market. For instance, where is the statistical value of the day, which is the price, about 70% of where the price spent time during the day. You can see that highlighted in each session. So that's, for instance, one thing that we can monitor to understand the movement of the market, and instead of looking purely at price, we look at value to see how that's migrating, whereas price sometimes can be pretty deceiving if you're only looking at price. So each different blob kind of that you see that would look like that to somebody who doesn't know.
Yeah, I'll be honest, like I don't understand this chart intuitively. I don't know what's going on
Yeah,
here.
It looks wild, but
I
it's
see
really...
that this is a day. Okay, this is like a day, so that's...
Exactly.
Hold up. Yeah, that's yesterday, 8:30 to 5:30, okay?
Well, 2 days ago.
Okay, yeah, 5/4, and then this is another day. All right, so what kind of information are we getting about a day right here?
So some of the things again that I measure here, or I monitor, is the value. So you can see here, each blob is going to be either the day session and then the night session after that. And so by separating those sessions, I can understand where was the night session trading in comparison to the previous day.
And can you zoom this in the software? You got a touch
I'm not sure.
screen?
I have a touch screen. I'm not sure if I can.
Okay, that'll pinpoint it. All right. So which one is the day and which one is the night? Is this the day? I'm guessing.
So this is day.
Yeah,
this is what happened
purple.
This is what happened last night.
Purple, what?
And this is today.
Okay. Well, what's the red stuff though?
These red lines?
This red, there's two different colors, right?
Oh, the pink.
Pink, yeah.
Yeah, so one of the things that, besides the value that the profile can show us, is actually the point of control, is what people call the POC. And so that pink line right there marks the widest part in that profile, or in that blob. And that tells us that that's where people thought the price was most accepted and was most fair.
Okay.
And that can tell us a couple of different things. I mean, when a price is accepted and it's very, very wide in that area, usually in future sessions, the price will come back to test that price. And we can use that as just one piece of information of how we're looking at the odds of what the market's going to do in the future.
Wow, okay. So as you can see, I'm glad Chris is here because I got no idea what's going on with this. But what's this the orange part?
Yep. So then the orange part on the side is the actual volume distribution.
Okay.
So it's taking all the volume every single time somebody is buying or selling a contract. It's going to be aggregating that, and it's distributing it along the whole range of the day. So this is kind of an old version where they just make a square for the prices, but this is actually measuring the volume. So it's a very similar idea.
Okay.
One's a volume profile.
That's tricky, man.
One's like a TPO price profile.
Dang. Are you getting all this? I mean, we might have to digest this and whatever, but wasn't there another chart you were using to track the live sort of prices? And
oh yeah.
Yeah, what's that one that you this one here. Okay, so this is real cool.
Yeah,
let's see where we're at right now.
A little busy of a chart.
Okay, but it's important to just look at.
It is. Yeah, so there's again, many different levels of the market that we can look at. So we were looking at like the profiles, which is looking at each day, and it's looking back potentially a couple days or weeks. Then we're looking at that candle chart where it's kind of looking at everything that's happening in the day. And this is, think of it as like the most up close, zoomed in picture of what's happening real time in the market, tick by tick. So this is called the footprint. And this is, again, all supported within Sierra Chart. There's so much that you can do here. And so these bars represent 2 minutes of time. And what it's showing us is the amount of volume that went off on the bid and the offer at each price. And it's aggregating that for 2 minutes.
That's intense.
And what it can show us here is potential imbalances within the demand and the supply of the market, because in the end, that is what moves a market, demand and supply, as any other market. It's the same in the stock market. And so at the most close-up level, we're seeing the orders come in. So you saw right here that it just lit up with all these pink prints. That's a phenomenon that's been happening in the past week or two. And what happened there is somebody sent in a ton of sell orders. We don't know exactly what that means. That you can never say exactly who did it or why they did it, but it's something that we can monitor, and it can give us more insight into what's going on underneath kind of the hood per se.
Oh dang. So okay, this is kind of every 2 minutes here for the scale on the time down here. And you can see if the 2 minutes was an overall positive or negative result, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, when people are entering the market, there's 2 different ways to enter. You can enter it as a market order, or you can be offering liquidity. So when somebody's aggressive and wants to enter into the market, the way that they do that is through a market order, and that is tallied, so we're looking at delta right here, which is essentially the balance of aggressive buyers versus aggressive sellers. It's not always that straightforward. There's always nuances, and it's all about odds. We don't know for sure, but the green is showing us that overall there's more aggressive buyers, and you can see that the green is continuing to push up. And right now, even though we had some aggressive sellers there, it could have been people kind of giving up from previous positions. We're not sure, but the market didn't care too much, at least at this point. That 1,000 people sold contracts, and it's still trending up.
Wow. Okay, so can you change the zoom on the charts here?
Yeah, you have to just
let's
do
see.
it.
Show me how you can
just do it with
kind of do that. Let's see what we can do.
With the axes, you can so move the chart up and down.
Right.
And then just by using control, you can
look at that.
Zoom in more.
So you can zoom right in there.
And then
and down there as well.
This axis as well, so you can get closer.
That's real handy sometimes.
Yeah, and this is obviously a very small screen. It is really useful in day trading to have some of your extended desktops or monitors. So then, because really, when you're looking, at least what I found true is when you're trying to understand and put together a theory of what might happen and put some money on that theory, you don't want to make a decision based on one single thing, because that can mislead you. But so you might want to look at a couple different charts, and when you see things that are lining up to really support your theory, that's when you want to potentially make a trade. And so by having those monitors and having all your charts up to watch together, so you can put together that holistic picture, that's good.
But as you can see, you don't need a real fancy computer to run the software, right?
No.
Like, and you can bring it anywhere to do day trading anywhere.
Yep, I've been here in Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, we're in Martha's Vineyard right now, just chilling, and
I've been waking up every morning just kind of checking out what's going on. We had a nice trade yesterday.
yeah,
Actually, a failed breakout of the overnight session. We took a long and crushed it. So.
yeah. So let's show them a trade right now. Let's show how it works. So, kind of we can get into the nitty gritty a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
do you mind if I put it down?
Yeah.
Or
Let's
can they see it? Or
yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah, you can see, right? Yeah. All right. So let's take a look at the overall. See if we want to do like short or long.
Yeah. So let's see what's happening.
Like long is where you buy it, right? You buy the stock as it is, thinking it will go up. And then shorting, you actually sell the stock, and you're gonna buy it later. And you're expecting it to go down.
Exactly.
So you're expecting to buy it at a lower price.
Exactly.
Okay. So let's see what we want to do right now, just based on the market.